Truth is making a comeback. America's Top Stories with Lisa K. Donner.
And now for my parting shot. Bet you can't guess what immigrants are putting under your Christmas tree this year. If you're stumped, look no further than the gift of infectious disease. Tuberculosis, hepatitis, HIV, and dengue, hemorrhagic fever are just a few of the little presents waiting for you, ho, ho, ho. And the legacy media isn't just ignoring this story, they're twisting it into a pretzel. Recently, the media has been running story after story telling the American public that immigrants are not a health hazard. Oh, except for tuberculosis, dengue, and chikungunya, among other things. This powder keg of a public health crisis is waiting to explode, and the advocacy media is doing everything in its power to keep the American public uninformed about the health risks of permitting thousands of people to cross the border into the U.S. A new report by Dr. Paul Spiegel, who seems rather adept at talking out of both sides of his mouth, claims that immigrants do not represent a health hazard. In an article commissioned by the Lancet Medical Journal, Spiegel reports that people from other countries are not as prone to die of cancer and heart disease as Americans. But he does reveal that immigrants are more likely to carry TB, hepatitis, and HIV. Time to get out the dictionary. Dengue, hemorrhagic fever, and chikungunya are two infectious diseases brought in by the migrant population. Haven't heard of those? Dengue is a virus often seen in tropical areas of the world and is transmitted by mosquitoes. And guess what? It is rising in the United States. Dengue hemorrhagic fever is characterized by a fever that lasts from 2 to 7 days. Symptoms include persistent vomiting, severe abdominal pain, and difficulty breathing, and may develop into something that can be fatal. Chikungunya is another virus transmitted to humans by way of the mosquito. Like dengue and Zika, chikungunya can cause muscle pain and joint swelling. Newborns and older adults with diabetes and other health problems are at high risk for a more severe version of chikungunya. Last month, the executive director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons said in an interview with Judicial Watch that it was, quote, insane to bring in migrants from any country without proper health screening, unquote. Could we perhaps be looking down the barrel of a healthcare 357? The leftist media tells us that not permitting illegal aliens into the country reveals that America lacks compassion. Really? Maybe it's just simple self-preservation and something severely lacking these days called common sense. Of course, we know that immigrants do bring one other item into the U.S., and that is an ever-growing and stable voting bloc for the Democrats. Could that perchance be why Schumer, Pelosi, and company are so insistent that enhanced border security not be passed by the 116th Congress? Nah, that would be too cynical, even to imagine such a thing. And that's my parting shot. I'm Lisa K. Donner, Editor-in-Chief of LibertyNation.com, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at LibertyNation.com.